Hi, Janine. Yeah, it was a shock about Adam. You never know about these things. Yeah, I don't doubt it about Jacob. I've talked to Jordan, so I kind of know his feelings on the situation. And of course, I guess everybody knows it now because he did that live stream. But Jordan and Adam were close. I mean, Adam and Jordan became friends early on when Jordan was doing his stuff. Yeah, I never really knew anything about Adam's father or his parents, but or family. But yeah, that's what we were talking about, Darth. Well, I mean, anyone who watched him's got to kind of feel like they knew him. You watched him long enough. It's like, that's who he is. Pretty uneventful. About the only thing that happened was a live stream. I'm still feeding myself. Holy cow! I'll be eating that for a couple weeks. I ended up putting both the lasagnas in the freezer. They just, I just didn't have room for them too. I filled up my refrigerator so much with the cranberry jello dessert and the bean casserole and the Swedish meatballs. I just had to bite the bullet, and we'll pull lasagna out in a week or two maybe. Hey, Susan. I was actually surprised how many people tuned in for the Christmas. I had more people here on Christmas Day than I usually do on a regular live stream. I think at my peak there were like 35 people in there. Hey, you. Yeah, I know. Maybe I just got to feed you more. Well, you're the ones that come here and actually watch. All I got to do is, the cooking isn't that big of a deal. And in terms of doing a live stream, that's just, this is a laptop and a TV tray. And that's all I got for that. So, laptop and a TV tray, that can go anywhere. I don't know. Do they have a category for that kind of thing? It wouldn't surprise me because there's all sorts of things that'll get you on the Hollywood Walk of Fame. And who's to say that what the standards are at this moment are fixed and unchanging? That would be a good idea. Adam would be a great addition. I think he'd dig the idea too. I haven't heard that one, but if you're saying a bunch of vloggers, I'll add my name to that list. I don't have that much control over you, Susan. Okay, let's tip this over here. I don't doubt that. Yeah, somebody ought to set up a GoFundMe site to get Adam his star. I'm not going to say I knew him. I met him once. I had a kind of simple Christmas this year. Just kind of sat around and watched movies. I don't remember what I watched. Oh well. I don't know. I haven't really thought about New Year's, although I am off now until New Year's. Um, last weekend was a 5 day weekend because Christmas Eve and Christmas Day, and this weekend is a 6 day weekend because it's New Year's Eve, New Year's Day, and the day after is the company party. So they just decided we're just going to have the whole thing, turn into one long weekend because it's a lot easier to turn off and turn on the machines once than it is to turn off, turn on, turn off, turn on. So yeah, that's what's going on. So I don't have to go back to work now until Saturday. I watched Die Hard about 2 weeks ago. That's part of my Christmas fair every year. Yes, I do have some new rocks. I think you asked about that during the Christmas one. I didn't bring them out and have them ready, but um, I showed you both of these. I showed you a picture of both of these. 2 weeks ago or 1 week ago? Well, I actually went and got them. This is that piece of fluorite that I was showing you about that was so unusual. Usually the fluorite I have is green or purple. This is black. And also the neat thing about fluorite is it glows under a black light. But usually fluorite glows like blue. This glows red, which is really cool. In fact, the camera is doing a better job than the camera usually does. It looks really good just as you can see on camera. But yeah, I'd never seen a piece of black fluorite before, and you never guess what color it would glow. So I like that. That's a good one. This other one, I decided this morning I wanted to weigh it to see how much it weighs. This next one is 17 pounds. So I'm going to back up a little bit here so I can get this thing into the shot. Ugh. I showed you a picture of this thing too. Doesn't look like that much from that way, but look at that on the top. So that was a really cool piece. And I'm sorry, I'm not going to hold that one in front of the camera for that long because it's really heavy. So yeah, those are my only two purchases this time. All right, let's get back into filming position so I can see what you're saying. How's Bite? Ask him yourself. There he is. There's our buddy. So yeah, he's hanging out here. Garth thinks you need a treat. Do you need a treat? I mean, we do have treats. Do you think you've earned a treat? I don't know. Maybe. Let's see. Let's see if you've earned a treat. I mean, you did come up here and visit, so that's worth something, I guess, right? You klutz. Did you drop it? Yes, you did. Yeah, I had space for one more big one, and that's it. He misses nibble a lot. In fact, I kind of touched on this a little bit last week or on Christmas Day on the live stream. Um, he hasn't gone up on the shelves since Nibble died. And so actually last weekend I actually removed the shelves. I took them out. I'm tired of rubbing onto them, bumping into them when I'm trying to walk into the room or something. So if he's not going to use them, it's just kind of a waste of space. He just stays on the ground now. You're on a sugar high? No, if I'm going to do those shelves for the rocks, it's going to have to be something freestanding. I don't want to have rocks hanging on the studs on the house. You get that much weight, you're going to pull the wall down. So no, the rocks have got to be on a shelf that's freestanding, not attached to the wall. That's how both of those two are. That one's just an old desk that I transformed in, but it just sits on the ground. And the table over here that I built, what, 2 years ago, year and a half ago, that's just that's just sitting on the ground too. The foundation of the house can support it. I'm not as sure about the walls, but I did save the shelves. They'll get used somewhere maybe. We'll figure something out. They're in good shape. Christmas was nice to me. I didn't have to leave the house once. Got to hang out for a few hours, about 35 of my friends. And what more would you want? Yeah, that's true. We going. I don't think I've taken you into the attic. Did I ever take you into the attic? Because I know I've been up in the attic a couple times. Because there's that stair step thing that goes up into the attic in the garage. Yeah, you guys are part of the replacement of the air conditioner and two repairs I made on that. Yeah, I think really the only time I've really been up in the attic seriously um, was when I was putting the lights in the garage. I thought I was gonna put something in, plumb it in through the ceiling, go up in the attic, plumb it through, just drill a little hole there, run the wire down where I wanted stuff, and do it that way. But I would have had to remove all the insulation from that, and I just decided no, we're not doing that. Yeah, well, you've been in the storm shelter. I know that. Storm shelter is going to be where Flash is spending the night tonight, I think. It's funny, it's been in the 80s for the last week here, but there's like a cold front coming in this afternoon, and it's going to be into the 30s tonight. We're not going to pop out of that for a little while now. The storm shelter was a total surprise too, because it was actually in the advertising of it, but it was just like buried in the small print. They didn't show any pictures of it or anything. So when I walked out there and saw that it was there, it's like, if you go back and watch that video, and I walked out the door and I saw the storm shelter, that was a genuine reaction to that because I got really excited. I think that was when I was more excited because I mean I love that bathroom. I like the fact that it had the pool. Those were all kind of cool selling points. The house was in a nice neighborhood, blah 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 blah. But I think it was seeing that storm shelter, that kind of maybe it pushed me over the edge on this one. Haven't seen any squirrels in the squirrel house. They may not go in this year because I would guess maybe it's too late in the season for them to be considering moving. They probably already built something, for their nest this year, but maybe they'll use it next year. I actually saw some doves hanging around near it this morning. Maybe they're going to take over for the year. Yeah, I heard that New York and New Jersey are about to get pounded. Let's see, are they getting pounded? We can look that up. No, not yet, but it's coming. See the first wave hitting New York in probably 6 hours or so. Yeah, you can kind of see a little bit what's going on there. Yeah, interesting. It's going to be an interesting couple of days. Yeah, I used to have doves as pets. I had a couple of aviaries in the backyard. One of them had pigeons and doves in them. I'd love to do an aviary again, but there's no way the birds would survive the temperature extremes here. Tobacco doves? I've never heard of tobacco doves. Yeah, I guess I heard that they were meeting at Mar-a-Lago. I don't know what I don't know at this point what I'm going to do. I do want to do something, but I don't know if I'll go anywhere. Maybe it just might be an in and out thing in one day. I don't know. I got to think about it and see what I want to do. I do want to finish off getting all the final preparations made for that kind of stuff. Got to get the headstone done still. Got to figure out what I got to do for a casket. Got to get my will in order. So that's going to be coming up at some point. We'll probably wait until after the holidays for that. Well, the casket is the thing I have the most questions about because I mean, how do you buy a casket ahead of time? Do they hold on to it? What goes on? Do they owe you? You buy the casket and they give you a little sheet of paper that says we owe you one casket? Yeah, well, and then the weird thing is that video that you saw of me that was shot like a week ahead of time, week before. Yeah, it's just odd timing. Yeah, That's a possibility. In fact, that was one of the things that the guy when he was taking me about around the property told me. It's like, well, there was another place right next to the one I ultimately chose, so it was just around the tree a little bit. There's that tree right near where I am, and it was on the other side. And he said, but you're tall enough. It might be an issue with, how close you are to the tree that you might cut into the roots when they're having to bury you. And I said, well, that's okay. I kind of like this place anyway best. So yeah, I figured it was probably something like that. But what do you do like if the company goes out of business before, because I don't have room for a casket anywhere. Something. Yeah, right. Yeah, hang it on the back of the house. It'd be great to have a casket for Halloween. I'll admit that. And maybe for that, I could justify putting it in the storage shed or a bar. I didn't know Adam, but I met him once. He was close friends with Jordan, and Jordan and I are pretty good friends. So, you know, one point, Jordan had been trying to introduce me to Adam for a number of weeks at that point, and I just happened to be over at his house one night, and Adam and Jacob and Jordan were going to get together, and Jordan invited me along, and we went to like this little taco truck on Hollywood Boulevard, had tacos. That was it. I mean, it was that was my experience of meeting Adam the Woo. I opened his Coke bottle for him. Yeah, Jordan the Lion. No, we didn't really talk that much about Disney. And come to think of it, that is kind of weird. I don't know. Maybe it just never came up. I don't know how much Jordan told Adam about me, or if he even knew I worked at Disney. I think we probably might have had fun because I did know a lot of inside stuff. Yeah, very curious what happened with Adam. I'm guessing we'll find out at some point. He's a big enough of a celebrity that, and I guess they are doing an autopsy. So 51 seems so young. This is the same sofa. I just have a tie-dyed bed sheet over it usually. I figured since I was wearing a tie-dyed shirt, if I had a tie-dye sofa, it just looked like my head was floating here. So I decided to take the sheet off. I like to throw it in the washer every once in a while too. The purpose of that is basically to keep the cat fur under control. And even that isn't much of an issue anymore because Bite doesn't sleep up here that much anymore either. Yeah, I like this couch. That's sort of the reason I keep the bed sheet on it is to kind of protect it. Well, that was one of the things. Yeah, look, it's a nice color. And basically, that was one of the things I said when I bought it. Hey, did it was it like easy to keep clean? And the guy says, yeah, basically you could spill a whole cup of coffee on here and no one would ever know. It's also a bed too, so that's nice. It adds queen size bed that you can sleep in. I think I'm going to probably recycle what I wore a couple years ago. You know, I was talking about my boss about this too. You know, I'm not like a woman. I have to get a new outfit every time I go someplace. You know, I've got the outfit I wore last year. I got the outfit that I wore the year before, but I don't wear stuff like that often, so it doesn't make sense to me to keep buying new outfits. No, I think going as a caveman would be against the rules. Hey, Ruth. Long time. Good to see you, Gene. See you next time. Happy New Year. Oh, well, we're glad you're feeling better. Yeah, being sick. Christmas is like the worst time to be sick. Fortunately, I got past mine a few weeks ago. That thing that was going around that everybody got. Yeah, I got it about, I don't know, like I said, a couple weeks ago. I can't complain, Ruth. Things are going pretty well over here. Living, working, vlogging. Yeah, is that what we're up to now? Is variant 25? COVID 25. Sounds like a bad sequel. COVID 25. This time it's really personal. Yeah, I don't know. I seem to get the lesser end of things that knock other people for a loop, just kind of knock me off balance a little bit. Because I was sick, but it was really just, sinusy kind of thing for a few days. And fortunately, it was on my week, fortunately, or maybe unfortunately, depending on your perspective, it was on my weekend. So I spent my whole weekend sick, but basically, it didn't really slow me down that much. I think it was really kind of coming on that morning when I got up Sunday morning. I think I cut the live stream short because of it. And what I did after that is I went to the grocery store, got some like Dayquil, and started taking that. And once that kicked in, I was fine. I don't know. I guess I'm just lucky that way. Right, bite. She's right there. Don't forget the Swedish meatballs and half a lasagna. No, it turned out I had so much food after all the cooking I'd done that I didn't have any place to put the lasagna in the refrigerator, so I ended up just freezing them both. So we'll wait until we're done with all the other stuff, and then we'll pull one of those out. But I know what I'm getting with the lasagna. The lasagna is always good. That's a known quantity. Wow. Come on, buddy. There he comes. Yeah, you got to give it a little, give it have a little bit of bite there, Susan. You got to remember though, in that much sauce, that's going to get diluted out, and the heat will kind of mellow it out, and so it's not going to be as bad as it seems. I did taste the sauce, so it's a little bit more than usual. Gosh, Darth, you and I are almost the same, except for the dry cough part. I'm house sitting with a cat too, or maybe just sitting in a house. I don't know. Is that the same? I don't think the freezing seems to mellow the flavor at all. Was it spicy sauce? It is now. Yeah, I tasted the sauce a little bit. It's a little bit more than I usually do, but that's okay. Like I said, it will mellow a little bit with cooking. We'll see what happens. I'm sure it'll be good. It always is. Yeah, I guess so. I know that Logan was on the Christmas live stream a little while on Thursday, but I don't think Rhonda actually popped in. New Year's resolution, yeah, going to continue to be awesome. I don't know. Do grocery stores have a busy season? I mean, you think that'd be one of those round the clock things? Yeah, we're still drinking the vodka, Ruth. Made the joke a million times. I obviously am not drinking vodka because after drinking that much vodka, I'd be unconscious. But it's still a funny story. Yeah, watered down to water. It's funny, before I do a live stream, I usually put some water in the fridge or in the freezer so that it freezes a little bit on the surface so it stays cold for a while. Well, I actually did that for the live stream on Christmas Day and I forgot to take it out. Oops. And I took it out this morning and it's been sitting here and it's still mostly frozen. So I don't know how much of that I'm going to get to today. Oh, I've been known to drink vodka. That I don't have an aversion to that, but just not while I'm live streaming. Can you imagine how funny that would be? Maybe I should do it just once, just to see what happens. Just see me getting more and more wasted, and slurring my speech, and eventually just passing out. Must see TV. Yeah, used for cooking the chef. Well, all it would be is me tasting one kind of beer over and over again. That's the only problem. It would be funny though, on New Year's Eve live, where I count down the hour and get more and more wasted. Jacob did that one year. Huh. Hey Tracy, I wouldn't be able to tell you. I've never had alcohol-free beer. I mean, what's the point? The alcohol-free ones seem to be more geared towards the mass-produced beer drinkers, the Coors, the Budweisers, the Millers. I don't think I've ever seen a like microbrew alcohol-free beer. Just doesn't seem to be the market. I don't go out and buy Miller or Budweiser or something. But if that's all somebody has and they're offering a beer, I'll drink it. But you know, I don't drink those beers because I'm not really into the taste. I'm into I've got a little bit more of a discriminating palate, if you will, when it comes to beer. I like to taste my beer, and then of course the alcohol content, that's just a bonus. Now I can get the same effect though with a burger and a soda. Yes, Adam definitely. Well, I mean, I know for a fact he's influenced other vloggers because I know for a fact that he's influenced Jordan because Jordan said as much. And you know, they they were good friends, and I know Jordan takes it like he lost a friend because he did. Yeah, I haven't had a chance to sit down and look at his live stream yet, but I do want to hear his thoughts on it because I bet you he told a bunch of great stories. Because I bet you I don't know a tenth of the things that Jordan and Adam did together. Yeah, you can almost chew Guinness, can't you? It's almost like you eat it instead of drink it. Yeah, that's got to be odd, especially to maybe go watch that last one. Yeah, right. You can hear the commercial now. Guinness, the beer that eats like a meal. That's a really good way to describe Guinness too. Wow. I can't stand Guinness warm though. I know that's the way you're supposed to drink it, but no, it's got to be cold. Oh, that's a trip. There's a Lost Adam episode. That wouldn't surprise me. That could happen in my case too. You know, depending on if something like that happened. It's still on the camera. It's still on the hard drive. I mean, there aren't any of those right now. You've seen everything I've done so far. Oh yeah, I know. I mean, Jordan, when Jordan was first talking about getting into vlogging, he was watching, what Justin Scard and Adam, and those are the ones I was aware of. And doing, emulating them, saying, "Yeah, I want to do this," and he started doing his first vlogs, and that's how that all started. And then, of course, he and Adam became friends, and he and Jacob became friends, and it just went from there. And I'll be honest with you, I think Jordan's a better vlogger than either Adam or Jacob. Adam and Jacob just kind of took things on more of a superficial level, where Jordan, tends to really dig into a subject and talk. He does his research. Yeah, that's a good way to put it, Gene. And he's a historian about basically anything he's interested in. Yeah, I think I could accept that explanation too, Susan. Adam seemed always to me to be like a big kid. And see, that's probably the best description of Adam at all. He's a 10-year-old in an adult's body, going around looking at all the things that a 10-year-old would love to do. That's an awful lot, Darth. All right, one down. And we're about to the 1 hour mark here. That's like about how I like to make it work. No, I haven't really thought a whole lot about what we're doing New Year's Day. Well, that's sort of the thing I'm into too, Gene. I've only got two of them running right now, Ruth. It's the grandfather and the cuckoo. The other two are functional, but there's something minor wrong with each of them. So I want to have them looked at before a minor problem turns into a major problem. I do want to have them both running though by the time my sister gets here, and she's talking April at this point. So for sugar detoxification, never heard of that. That one that I used to look at the stars, it's called Google Sky. It's only available on Android. I think they got it something similar on Apple, but from what I've seen, it isn't as good. Hello, Todd. Welcome to the party. What's going on in Steamboat Springs? That's a great Back to the Future line. Yeah, I bet you there's going to be a lot of people going to Florida for like the funeral and stuff. That's going to be a big event. I don't know if I'll do a live stream. Just the one, Susan. Just the one. Susan always sends me e-cards for Christmas and stuff like that. That's good. I'm glad somebody's doing that. Been to Colorado a few times. When I've been driving back and forth, though, I tend to miss Colorado a little bit. It's a beautiful place, though. You talking about them taking away Adam's channel because he's not posting anything? I doubt it works that way. Because basically, I started a channel to do that memorial video for my father, and that's the only thing that I've ever posted on there. I've had a YouTube channel since as early as you could have a YouTube channel, and stuff that I haven't posted on there in probably decades. That's still there, so I can't believe that they'll bring the take the channel down unless that's what Adam wanted. Yeah, well, that's it. If YouTube's making revenue from it, why would they delete the channel and have that revenue go away? The only way I can see that is if there's something in Adam's estate that stipulates that the channel goes away or something like that. How about Steamboat Springs, Mickey? Yeah, there was that is considered a valuable intellectual property, and probably I guarantee you, Adam's videos, the views are going to go way up now because of what happened. So yeah, somebody's gonna have to figure out what to do with that revenue, and I'm sure since that's considered part of his estate, that'll all be kind of divvied up that way, depending on how his will's written, assuming he had one. I don't even know if I remember you. Did you operate under another name or something? Well, I'm sure a lot of people are kind of thinking about that. And that's why the video the view rates are going to go way up. It always happens. I mean, you look like when a famous artist dies, their whatever their work is. If they're a writer, everyone suddenly wants to read them. If they were an actor or director, everybody wants to see their movies. Yeah, I had somebody mention the same thing on in the comments of that video. Said that it was weird that I'd done that and then Adam died. Yeah, bad irony, I guess. Everyone keeps talking about that one about the Grinch. Maybe I got to go watch that one. I haven't watched Adam's videos in a long time. I haven't heard a cause of death yet. I've heard speculation, but I'm not gonna make any rumors or predictions until I hear what actually happened because I don't have any I don't have any inside information. Well, I would hope that he had planned something about that because, like I said, that his vlog it's a very valuable intellectual property, and things get way more complicated if there isn't, um, you know, strict outlines and guidelines about how things are handled. That's sort of the reason that kind of got me going on my thing too. Okay, I think I'm gonna have to go watch that because I've heard so many people talk about the Grinch video. I shall. Sounds like we got a collection of Woovyisms here. What was that other one? Are those petunias? That's a good one too. Yeah, I remember that. Join me. Yeah, that was another one. Yeah, you can always tell the real serious vloggers because they always have like okay, this year I want to do a bunch of these and that kind of stuff. Yeah, I think he already is being sorely missed. I guess I wasn't watching him that much when his parents were on. Is that another good one, Darth? I don't know if I know the name of the Grinch vlog. I don't know. Let's go see if we can find it here. Okay, there's the Daily Woo. Okay, I didn't ask you to autoplay anything here. Okay, there's the Grinch one. Yeah, it appears that that was one he did 7 days ago. I guess we can cut away here so you can see what I'm looking at. So yeah, I guess that's the most recent one right there. Oh yeah, it looks like he got back from Europe, jet lag. Yeah, no, then that's all she wrote, I guess. They're saying that there's like another one out there that I guess is still on the camera, right? Jordan was the one that told me that Adam died. He made a comment about my cemetery video, and then it kind of tacked into that subject. Look at that chunk of ice that's still in there. Yeah, that one froze solid. Yeah, they'll have like a woo fest or something. Yeah, I don't know, maybe. I mean, I saw Jordan just a couple months ago. the AC is on right now, but yeah, the ceiling fan is running. But yeah, the AC just came on. We're going to be switching from AC to heat tonight, though. It's supposed to be 80 today and in the 30s tonight. Excuse me. Yeah, she's talking about coming in April. She mentioned that recently. Yeah, the new trees look fantastic in the front yard. So yeah, that was a good addition. I like that automation thing I got. That's been really nice. It's funny, as good as that thing is, I didn't see it in Home Depot this year. It was just something I saw last year, and it's like I don't know what I'm going to do with it, but it looks cool, so I wanted it. So when I got the trees this year, I said, let's see if they work on that. Might have to get a couple more of those, so I have four of them next time because I got four channels on the little automation thing. Yeah, that's when they usually come down. It'll be it'll be maybe a couple days after New Year's they come down actually, but they'll be off. New Year's Day will be the last time that they're, New Year's night will be the last night they're on. Not the way I do white lights. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if Disney would do anything or not. Adam Lewoo Day. Anyone named Adam Lewoo gets into the park for free? That probably sounds like a cop out. Star Woo. Yeah, the ones behind me, I know, considering what I paid for them. I just put nails kind of around the beam there and just kind of strung it across, and it looks really good. No, I come to think of it, I was thinking about that because I remember something on online that there was a provision in there about what you do in your what your for your legacy, about what happens when you die. Does your content stay up there or does it come down? But I think that was Facebook. I don't know what happens with YouTube. I guess it's something when I get to the point where I'm planning my estate, I'll have to think about that. I mean, there isn't an enormous amount of money coming in on this channel, so it's not like Adam the Woo where there's a ton of money and now there's going to be a ton more money. I guess, like I said, I guess that's all have to be in the in the estate planning in the will. Well, that's the beauty of YouTube is you can play reruns forever. I mean, he's got to have a ton of videos coming compared to me. I was just looking at YouTube for me. How many videos does Adam have here? Let's see if we can. 4,200 videos. So yeah, that's way more than me. I don't know. I've never had a channel that got monetized because I stopped putting content on. But if I created a whole bunch of videos and then they suddenly just decided to stop paying me because I wasn't producing new content, I'd probably just delete the channel because you know that YouTube's still putting ads in there and they're making revenue. It's like no way. If you're not gonna let me have revenue, then even if it's diminished, then yeah, I'll just delete the channel. Heck with you guys. And by you guys, I mean YouTube, not you guys. You guys. Oh yeah, yeah. Well, he hasn't really put anything on it. Maybe that does happen because I haven't seen anything up on the Jaw channel in a while. I would think that they would make revenue no matter what. Somebody watches the same video 100 times. Of course, maybe they just look at that as well. That's one person, and if we're wasting time feeding the same person 100 ads and they're not watching any of them, then I don't know. Haven't really thought about it that much. It may be that way. I don't know. I gotta admit, I haven't looked into or explored that part of it. Well, I'm sure it would just be a matter of whoever is given ownership of the content of the channel in Adam's estate could probably, be contacted and ask for the ability to get in there and add content, or maybe, you know, present the content to the copyright to the owner and have them upload it so they still get to kind of keep their hands on the wheel. I don't know. I guess it just depends on who gets control of the channel, and that's up to Adam, I guess. I don't know. I haven't heard anything from Jordan about that, so I'm not going to comment too much. That'd be cool if they could figure out a way to get content continually getting uploaded. Another good question, Susan. I don't know. I would assume it'd be considered an intellectual property, which would belong to Adam. I haven't really explored the issue. Yeah, once again, this is all speculation. I don't know. Yeah, and that's above my pay grade. I don't have that info. Oh, I'm sure it's come up before. I'm sure there's a definitive answer to this. I just don't know what it is. I would oppose that, Susan. There's a new Avatar movie. Oh, I've got the original one. I've watched it. It's an amazing looking movie, but it's also kind of a little bit of a bore. I don't know. I've watched it a couple times. It's like, okay, yeah, been there, done that. It was an amazing achievement, but Happy New Year, Darth. See you next year. Oh, like I said, the movie was an amazing achievement, but I don't know. It was an okay movie. It's part of my collection, but I guess one of the things I'm not really into movies where humans are made out to be the bad guys, and I think that rubs me a little wrong. Do we have problems? Yes. Are we perfect? No. But wiping out an indigenous race for some rare mineral and destroying their entire society. There's just so many movies out there that try and paint humans as the enemy. I've been down to Houston. That's as far as I've been south. I think as far north as I've gone is Grapevine. And I think the farthest east I've been was Longview, which is right on the Louisiana border. And I've, of course, crossed into Texas from El Paso. So that's as far west as I've been. Yeah, been a little fog here too. I don't know. I might do some hiking videos. I kind of cut off on those a little bit because and they felt a little bit like I was phoning it in. I do like to do it, but I enjoy getting out and walking. Hey, Dark Poet, can't complain. I'm going into a 6 day work weekend or work weekend here for me, so I don't have to go to work until Saturday. That's going to be nice. I love the thunderstorms, Debbie. I have thought about maybe doing, riding along the river walk along the Brazos because that goes for miles. Basically, I could go from like McLean Stadium, which is where Baylor plays, to all the way to the lake. I think says it's 77 here, but we got like a cold breeze coming in about mid afternoon today, and it's supposed to be into the 30s tonight. So definitely going to be good fireplace weather tonight. That'll be nice. I've been to Baylor a couple of times. Kind of walked around the campus. Did I know Adam Liu? No, I didn't. I wouldn't say I knew him. I met him once. He was a close friend of Jordan, and Jordan introduced me. Yeah, it's been really warm here too, and Texas isn't that far away. We've been like in the 80s. I don't know if Baylor does that kind of thing or not. I've never really looked into it. At this point, I don't have any reason to go to school. If I did, it would just be take some course that I think is fun. Yeah, he's pretty much the same person. That's often what you get with like vloggers because you know vloggers, they kind of try and be themselves. That's what I am. When I am sort of what you see on the vlogs here. Although I'm a lot more quiet and not necessarily you know going and meeting people and that kind of thing. But thanks for stopping in, Tracy. I do know there's like a community college here in Waco, and so I could probably go find some fun courses there. Yeah, Adam's loss has affected a lot of people, Amy. Hi, Tracy. No, I never had a tutor. Kind of had my parents to help me with that stuff. My dad was a math person, and my mom kind of helped with like the English and that stuff. Yeah, yeah, we've been talking a lot about Adam the Woo. Yeah, unfortunately, that's true, Susan. That's probably the reason why so many kids are spoiled little brats today. No, I was kind of only a marginal student in school. Uh, Even in college, I just wasn't really a thing for me. I barely graduated from college. I went back to college about 10 or 12 years ago, and at that point, strive to do good. So I have it in me. I wasn't into it at the time. Well, let's look at what the weather looks like in Minnesota. Where in Minnesota, John? I think I probably asked you this before. Oh yeah, there's a crossover. The whole state looks like is basically getting snow. Yeah, see, that's basically the state of Minnesota right there. Look at all that snow. I'm glad you caught one, Jeannie. A lot of new faces around here today. This is fun. It's always great when the regulars are here every week, but it's fun to see some new faces too. I gotta wonder how much like YouTube monitors like what I say here, and or maybe what you guys type. That's probably easier. And they see we're talking to Adam the Woo, and maybe that's why we're getting people coming in here. Diving in caves. I've never done any cave diving. All right, well, welcome to the live stream, Debbie. I got a lot of viewers that have been with me from the beginning. Yeah, it was sad. Sad when he passed, definitely. 'Cause I remember when Jordan told me, it was like, oh my God, didn't expect it. That's just, you know, also makes me think because he was 51, I'm 61. Yeah, I keep all my live streams up for the most part. Yeah, I remember you, Nancy. Yeah, well, it's funny because my mom helped me find that one. She said, "Oh yeah, this one looks so nice." And and then when I started complaining about some of the problems there to the landlord said, "Oh, that's disappointing. We thought this was the showcase of our entire unit." It's like, makes me wonder what the rest of them look like. That's fine. If you want to watch and not comment, that's perfectly cool. But we like it when you do comment too. I do want to go check out the Big Bend region. I'm told that's a really beautiful place. Happy New Year to you too, Sonia. Okay, that's in French. I don't know exactly, but I see Adam R.I.P. at the end, so I'll second that. Well, it had been a long time. I can deal with an apartment that's kind of a dump like that place was. I think the thing I hated most about it was having to share walls with neighbors again. The apartment itself wasn't really that bad. It was kind of a nice place. I think they were trying to neaten it up a little bit, fix it up a bit. Um, just in the short time I was there, they repainted the whole place. They're trying to make it look nicer, but they got a lot of work to do. I was just I had just been in a house with no walls sharing it with neighbors for a long time, and that was a tough to adapt to. Well, yeah, Adam. Well, yeah, Adam. Adam was a very important person to a very lot of people. So that doesn't surprise me that there's been a lot of great tributes out there, and he's going to be a big hole in a lot of people's lives for a long time. Been a truck driver for 40 years at 48 states. Huh? That's fascinating. I would hope so. It's my first language. Hey, bye. You just gonna sit down there? Is that Abilene? I think I drove through Abilene once. Oh yeah, the cricket infestation. That wasn't just at that place though. That was everywhere. For some reason, the crickets just went crazy that year. Because I saw it, at the HEB. They'd just be thousands and thousands and thousands of them, and just everywhere you went that year, there was those crickets all over the place. They got into the apartment. They were in the light fixtures. Yeah, they were. That was. I've seen kind of similar cricket infestations since then. Not as big as that one though. You remember when I went out there with like two bug bombs and just bombed the heck out of the area and killed them all? Yeah. Yeah, one of the happy memories of the apartment. Oy. I know, yeah, it was a little longer, but not much because I moved in May, and then I moved into the house in July. So it was about 14 months. But yeah, that was long enough. But I didn't spend a whole lot of time there. I was at the point, especially when before I was working. I was vlogging every day, so I was going out and finding something to do. Did the live streams there, of course, and a few cooking vlogs. I don't know if I ever thought it was haunted. Yeah, I'm really happy with this place. This place is great for me. Meets my needs. It's on a beautiful piece of property. I love the big trees in the front yard. I love the big trees in the backyard. There's so much I love about this house. Well, I think I put in my 2 hours, so I'm going to pull the plug on this one. Get on with my day. Thanks everyone for stopping in. I had a good day, a good time talking to you today. It was kind of fun to reminisce a little bit about Adam and mourn his passing. But time to move on. Go watch his videos, and we'll see what happens. So, thanks everyone. Have a good night. Have a great New Year's, and I'll catch up with you next week. Good night.